Hello and welcome to AltheaSuite. Today I'm going to be talking about our delivery settings. To get started, we're going to go over into our settings on the left-hand side, all the way down at the bottom. Once we get into settings, we're going to go and find the delivery settings. It's this icon right here. Now that we're here in the settings, I'm going to be going over the settings that we have turned on in this account. Some of these settings might not apply to your account, and also some of these settings might be already turned on in your account as well. The first few settings is talking about the delivery and pickup. So this is the window when it comes up to collect the signature from your customer, to take any pictures, or to leave any notes during the delivery process for your employees. The setting right here to enable delivery in orders is the order to delivery workflow, where all of the orders, once fulfilled to your customer, you can then generate sales invoices from the delivery history. The below checkbox is showing the actual orders in your pending delivery queue or not. The next section is excluding the step to load the truck. So we can exclude the part of loading the truck for your trips. We can just have the trips assigned to trucks and then go. But if you need the workflow to collect the signature or to add the serial numbers into your trucks, here are the settings. The setting will allow them to be able to just randomly pick the SKU where they actually have to scan the serial number that's associated with the trip. Next setting I've turned on is the using of the Google Maps API. So this is just a Google Maps integration that we have. This allows you to use the smart address finder and to also see your trips in the map view. The next setting that we have turned on is to apply the delivery mode. This was the one where it has to take with delivered to shipping address or the picked up to customer at the store. The setting right here is to allow you to default to take with the shipping or the customer pickup at the store as well. In this account, there's no default, and we're also showing the take with in that deliver mode dropdown. The next setting is to show the deliverable column in your delivery. This will allow you to see the auto fulfillment with different colors, whether or not they're going to be red for short or green for can be delivered. The next setting below that is to set the warranty date on delivery. This is whether or not you want to have the warranty date start at the time of the delivery to the customer or at the time of the sale. If you have it unchecked, that'll be at the time of the sale. These two settings right here are our auto creating of the trips. So we have both of them turned on whenever you schedule something on the calendar as an appointment. So the moment that you create an appointment with your customer, a auto trip will get created for you. Same thing with the sales invoice. So if we have an invoice get created, a trip will get created for it as well. The next setting that we have turned on is to create a schedule for all items when creating an order. This is whenever you're in the order itself. If you have multiple items and you create a schedule from the order, it'll rope all of them together in the appointment. There's another setting right here that we don't have turned on, but this will remember marking all items delivered with the current login. So it is login based, whether or not you are always marking all items to be delivered to the customer. Setting below the creating a schedule of all items when creating order is to show a warning to create a schedule for delivered items. This will just remind you to make sure that you're creating a schedule appointment for all of the items in the order. The setting right below is to make sure that a picture is required at the time of delivery. So you won't be able to continue and to save the trip once the delivery window pops up. You must take a picture. Below that is the showing of the delivery trucks and slot selection when creating appointment. This is talking about the slot views of the delivery trucks. A very important setting to think about is this delivery slot length in minutes. So right now it's set at 60 minutes. This is talking about the slot length times when creating appointments. It's one of the compulsory things. So you're either going to put one for 60 minutes or two for 120 and so on. A lot of people will make them 30-minute slots. So when it comes to the scheduling, whether or not it takes your team 30 minutes or an hour per slot is very important. It's usually set up in the very beginning, but you can always adjust it. This one will allow you to schedule deliveries on the map. So it's pretty much the map view. It's people who have the Google Maps integration. So that is required in order to start to use the map. We have set the time for 9 a.m. This is basically the time that your trucks will start to depart from your warehouses. Right here, we have the number of days to call before the delivery date. So we're calling 24 hours before the date on the appointment. This is another important setting to think about, your default delivery window, so how long it actually takes your team. In the setting, we have it at 4 hours, but this can be 1 hour or 2 hours. This one will come into effect when we're actually scheduling on the map. You'll notice the delivery window times depending on what we have set here. Another thing to think about that's not turned on currently is to not allow a document with a pending amount. This is whether or not you actually want to schedule people on your trips who still owe you money. This one will display people who have full deposits and disallow people who still owe you at least 1 cent. The setting that we have turned on is to move the undelivered items to the picked up area in your delivery module. With this unticked, it will just return back to the pending delivery queue, but this is for people who actually want to manually show whether or not a sales return needs to be made or if it's damaged, needs to go to a specific warehouse. Setting right below that is ticked off right now, but this one will show only assigned trip to your delivery drivers. So this is for people who allow their delivery drivers to log into AltheaSuite and be able to use the system. This one will allow them to only see the trips that's assigned to that delivery driver. So there's a third person trying to assign different things to a delivery driver. The next section over here is using the volume capacity for my deliveries. So if your delivery trucks have a certain capacity, whether it be weight or volume, this is the settings to start to use for those. You can even set the delivery limits for the volume or for the weight, depending on what you choose here. The setting to limit the scheduling to available deposit and credit amount is calling back to whether or not you want to see people who have a pending amount or not, whether or not they have full deposits, if you want to go ahead and actually schedule them or not. This setting right here is to do not allow the scheduling more than what is available for the truck slots. So you cannot schedule more than like 10 slots or 8 slots, whatever you have set for your delivery trucks. This is a very important section, is choosing your colors. By default, if your order can be delivered, it's green. If you still need to procure it from your vendors, it's short. If the delivery has already happened for your order or your invoice, it'll be this color, this purple color. If it's been invoiced as well, we have the same purple color, and then whether or not you canceled it or not is also a black color. So these can be changed as well. You can just change it via the color wheel with whatever you need. This next section is whether or not you want your delivery charges based on the amount of the order or invoice, whether or not you want to go based off the zip code, or whether or not you want to go based off distances. We can even change them and have it tiered. Right now I'm using the amount. This is the section, so if you're between $0 and $2,000, there's a $200 fee, and if you're above that, between $2,001 and $99,000, then it'll be this $300 amount. So these can be structured however you want. We actually need to make an SKU for the delivery charge, so this can be whatever SKU scheme that you want to come up with. Below that is the area where we will put the Google Map API key once you generate it. This is all user generated, so you have to go through the process yourself following our documentation. The last little bits, talking about the SMS side of things. So inside the trip, we can trigger this to message to play on the call to the customer. So on your way there, an automation can happen. And then Podium or whatever service you're using will go ahead and contact the customer using whatever prompt that we have here. Below that is the actual text messaging part where our customers can reply back to us. So on the first reply, on the updated reply, whether or not it's a no or yes reply, and then we have one for an unknown reply as well. So all of these can be checked in your SMS logs in the backend. Now at the bottom is going to be the apply button. So if you make any changes or updates to any of these settings, make sure that you hit the apply button, and that'll go ahead and save your settings. That's just a quick little rundown on our delivery settings in AltheaSuite. Thank you.